Bestseller was meant to be a bridge, not a destination. If you're not seeing the growth, it's not because you did the wrong thing. It's because you stopped too soon. Let's talk about that. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. For over 40 years, I've been working now, well, almost 40 years. I've been working now as a marketing expert, helping people know clearly who they are. I've worked with nearly 5,000 people, helping them write, publish, market their books to bestseller with this amazing 100% success at making books bestsellers. But what I can tell you is bestseller is the beginning. Bestseller is a day one launch strategy. What you need is clarity to know exactly who you are and what you're doing, consistency of how you're doing it. But most importantly, you need a strategy. You need to understand what works, what doesn't, why it works, how to make it work better for you, and the ways to be able to use it so that you can truly show up all the time, ongoingly, consistently as the you that's you. Bestseller is an incredible badge. It's a massively important, even still to these days. And I know I've heard all the stories. I've had all the people ask me the questions too. But it is still a mandatory, extremely necessary part of your marketing program, but it's the start. We want to talk about what is the missing link between, okay, I became a bestseller, but I'm not making any money. What is the piece that's missing in there that you can add in that allows you to begin to actually see the money and the impact and the profit from what you're doing? You see, all too often, and I'm actually writing about this, I'm redoing Bestsellers Only the Beginning, that book. And I talk about in that book, the new version of it, I talk about what I call the ghosting cycle. And it works, it looks kind of like this, you get your book, okay, and you make it a bestseller. Okay, now we happen to know that less than 5% of people who, it's less than 5% of people who want to write a book ever do. And then right around 3% of those that actually make it anywhere on the bestseller list. And it's even less than that if you start talking about number one, blah, blah, blah. But you get your book out there. You did some promotions. Maybe you did that. Don't get me started on pre-launch campaigns, but maybe you did a pre-launch campaign, maybe you did a launch day campaign, what have you. Maybe you made it to number one, maybe you made it to 102 and you're almost a bestseller. Whatever you did with it, it was a great start. But unfortunately, what we end up tending to do to people is we end up ghosting them. We start this really cool thing, and then we don't ever finish it. It's kind of like if you go out on a really great date with somebody really amazing that you really are kind of looking forward to getting to know better, and then they ghost you. Same exact concept. We put out this book. We start doing things that are really, really impactful, really making the difference in the world. And then we do nothing to follow it up. Now, in old school, I mean, meaning everything up until right now, the concept was, well, we're going to make you a bestseller on Amazon, and then we're going to move you to other platforms to go from there. And I, guilty as charged, I'm, just as guilty as everybody else, that was pushing those kind of things. But that isn't really what works now. What we really need to do is show up. 95-ish% of people that are getting books are getting them from Amazon. This is worldwide. So even if you are at a local bookstore, even if you are constantly sending it out on social media and you have a really amazingly great landing page, and there's a whole lot of nuances in that and all the things. There's too much to teach you in this one, 15-ish minutes that I'm going to talk to you. People are still going to at least look at Amazon and see how legit it is. If you have this amazingly great profile, And I've done it. Okay. I've got 39 books. And for the most part, my books, I put them out and made them bestsellers as kind of an example of, a proof that, and, hey, if I'm going to tell people I can make you a bestseller, then, shouldn't I be a bestseller too? Right. Doing the same things promotional wise with my books. And I've got some really cool new stuff that I've created for you. And I'm going to be doing those right alongside of with you. We're relaunching Bestsellers Only the Beginning, and talking to you about, so what do I do after my book's out, and all of the whole nuances behind that conversation. We want to go deeper with that than we can even do on these lives. And I've got a program for you that can consistently keep you in the algorithm, under the watchful eye, if you will, of Amazon's algorithm, and seeing it so that you then do get suggested. It was so cool. I love it when I actually got an email from Amazon that was like, here's a book that you might be interested in. And it was my book. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm totally interested in that. I've had it a couple other times with authors that I've worked with, and I send it to the author. I'm like, look what I just got suggested I should get, and that's cool. And you need to have a consistent approach to do that, because again, even if you have all the other things you're doing on your landing page and what have you, the person's going to at least check the credibility on Amazon. And if, like most of my books, you can go look at them. I know how many reviews are on each of them. And, Bestsellers Only the Beginning has 20, and I think it's the highest number of reviews. Magnetized Media currently, I believe, is my highestly ranking book. And unless it's changed since earlier this morning, it was listed at number 2 in the, newspapers, media, and writing category that it happens to be in. Yeah, those 2 books, legit. The books that have when you look at the detail page, there's no bestseller ranking on it at all anymore. No ranking at all. It's not number 1,000th out of, it's just a nothing. The no reviews. It makes a person go, how much of a guru is this person really when they're talking about doing this and then not doing the things? Now I've sold tons and tons of copies, given away even more than that, because of the nature of the marketing program. But then when somebody goes and looks at my Amazon and they see nothing there, they assume nothing. Oh, well, this person doesn't really know what they're talking about, because if they did, then wouldn't this be this way, right? And we just kind of do that way. All right. It's just kind of like, and we never check with our doctor to see where they went to school and then call the school and see how well he did at medical school. Probably we should, but we never really do. But it would be like if you called the medical school and the medical school said, well, we don't normally tell people this, but you happen to get one of those secretaries that's feeling blabby that day, and the person says, but the truth of the matter is they almost failed out. They made the minimum that you can possibly make and still graduate. Now maybe they went on in their internship and they became an incredible practitioner at something that they weren't good at with tests. Or maybe, I went to a doctor one time that, what I found out later from a nurse that we knew was that the doctor had gone beyond how long he should work. He was beginning to lose his mental and physical capabilities, and literally had gotten to the point where the hospital was trying to revoke his rights and privileges, and they were trying to get his license pulled. I didn't know this at the time that I went. Really, really horrible experience. Really, to the point where I was traumatized every time they said they were going to draw blood for a lot of years. I've gotten beyond that again now, and I've had a lot of really good technicians that have done just such an amazing job. But for a while there, I went from donating blood every, whatever it is, I think it's 56 days, constantly, whenever, every single time that you were allowed to, I did, to being pretty well traumatized and terrified to be able to have to give blood because I had had a bad experience. You know, and any of us that have had that, we probably should check up on our doctors, but we really don't. But people are checking up on you. And you need that bridge. You need that consistent showing up on Amazon, doing specific strategies with your book. And that's part of it. Now, that's not all of it. You need to be seen in the media, in the media. You know, you need to be on podcasts and newspaper articles, maybe even some TV shows, local interviews from, like if you were in St. Louis, ABC 30. Actually, I can get you on that one, even if you're not in St. Louis. All kinds of cool things like that, because we need you to have that visibility. And if you want to be visible, you've got to be, say it with me, visible. Yep, that means you need to be places where people can find you, see you, know you, and be able to interact with you. And to get that credibility, you absolutely need that. You see, you put out the book, and that was your heart and soul on paper. You hopefully made it a bestseller. If you didn't, you absolutely, it's just a night and day difference. It's a mandatory, as far as I'm concerned, still in marketing world. But making it a bestseller was a spark. It was like, I was referring to it yesterday, getting down into the little foot thingies in starter position to take off running. Having a strategy, a intentional, real strategy for your business. That's the fire. That's the bonfire that's going to set this world on fire, make the movement, do the things, and be exactly who and what you were born and created to be. And I want to be part of helping you do that, because I believe in you and I know you need to do it. So do this. Drop the word amplify in the comments or in a PM, DM, whatever you want to call it, to me. And let's get you started really, truly amplifying your visibility, magnifying your visibility, bringing into real, true alignment all of your visibility. Let's do that. Let's get that done for you. Let's do it immediately. Let's do it right now. Please do DM Amplify right now. And let's join in. I really appreciate you. I'm excited about all the things you're going to do in this world. And I would be honored, honestly, to be a part of all that stuff. Thanks so much for coming in with me today. I know we were running a little late when we got started, but that's okay. We were still in the noon hour. We're going to be back again together. We're going to be back together again tomorrow. I cannot talk. And we're going to talk about why visibility beats strategy every time. You got to have the strategy, but visibility is going to beat it. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.